Hello YouTube and welcome to our week 2 coverage of the UNPL Draft League. I'm your host ArsenalMC along with my co-host Mimikyu, and we have a really good match for you guys this week. But Mimikyu, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the teams and how you think this match is going to go?
Thank you, Arsenal. I would have to say that I do think this is going to be a very good match between these two teams. But before we actually get into the match itself, let's get to know these coaches and these teams a little bit better. First up, for your away team, you have the Sullyhole Scarmores, coached by Onesie Bennett. His team consists of Chiyu, Quaquaval, Sylveon, Iron Hands, Bronzong, Cyclozar, Yanmega, Grottle, Palisand, and Sudowoodo. And for your home team, you have the Haw River Houndrooms, coached by ArsenalMC, with his Pokemon being Iron Bundle, Roaring Moon, Rotom Heat, Trevenant, Galarian Zapdos, Pelipper, Oranguru, Glimmora, Caparaja, Pincurchin, and Carving.
Honestly, Mimikyu, I don't know if I could agree much more. I think this is going to be a fantastic week of battles. With all that being said, let's head over to our casters to get this week 2 match started. Thank you, Arsenal and Mimikyu. I am ArsenalMC, and I'm along with my co-commentator Mimikyu for this week 2 match. And Mimikyu, I just have to say, this seems like it's going to be a good match this week, these two teams.
I would have to agree, Caleb. It seems like these two teams are both evenly matched. A lot of attackers on both sides that can do a lot of damage, but also a lot of very defensive mons coming out from both teams.
I would agree with that, Mimikyu, but with that being said, let's get into our week 2 match with Onesie Bennett starting out with his Bronzong, while ArsenalMC leads with the Glimmora. Very good starters for both teams. Both teams can get up some early spikes, some trick rooms, all these sort of things starting out the match. And ArsenalMC goes for the spiky shields. Just protect, seeing what this Bronzong is going to do. This Bronzong does go for a psychic type move, does hit the protect, but does not get the damage off because it was a special type move.
And it looks like Arsenal is going to be switching out, going into the Rotom Heat this time for Arsenal for that fire typing.
Bronzong just going to hit a psychic onto the Rotom Heat, doing a good 1/4 of damage to it. Going for the Will-O-Wisp, burning this Bronzong.
Probably hoping for a switch there to go into maybe the Quaquaval on the other side.
But Bronzong is just going to set up the Trick Room, make these dimensions all weird. That does mean Bronzong will be going first now.
I don't know how much that really helps Bronzong in this situation, going against a Rotom Heat, but it might. It might help some mons in the back.
And Bronzong just going to go for the Steel Beam, trying to do some damage off onto this Rotom, but does not do very much, not very effective, and does get a good chunk of recoil from that. And with that overheat, Bronzong would just be taken out immediately.
I don't know about you, Arsenal, but that did seem like it was an intentional let it die moment.
Going to go for the Head Smash, but does miss the Rotom. Rotom just going to Volt Switch out of here, just get some damage off and get back to Arsenal. Get rid of that special attack drop as well. Arsenal going to send in the Trevenant, hoping to get some Horn Leech damage off.
Sudowoodo will hit its Head Smash this time and one-shot the Trevenant.
If I was Arsenal, I would be very shocked that it just one-shot his Trevenant like that. I was not expecting that, but the Glimmora will come out, probably hoping to get some toxic spikes up with the head smashing that is going on, the physical attacking going on. And Arsenal is going to go for another spiky shield, trying to get some damage off with these head smashes that this Sudowoodo seems to be going for. And it does go for another head smash into the spiky shield. Glimmora will protect itself, but Sudowoodo will also take some damage from it as well. And Arsenal is going to be going for that Earth Power, doing super effective damage, taking out the Sudowoodo with a crit, no less.
I don't know about you, Arsenal, but I'm not really concerned that crit actually mattered in this battle.
You might be right, Mimikyu. I don't know if it really mattered either. Onesie will be sending out the Iron Hands.
Iron Hands is a very good physical attacker, so Arsenal might be wanting to set up another protect, just seeing what this Iron Hands is going to go for.
And yep, just setting up the spiky shields again, protecting, getting some damage off as well. Does go for Earthquake this time, so trying to get that super effective damage off on the Glimmora, but will not take any of that damage. And Arsenal just going to go for the Earth Power, trying to get some super effective damage of his own off. Almost does about half to this Iron Hands, and this Iron Hands will Volt Switch back out.
The Quaquaval will come out, the new starter Pokemon for this generation, and I have to say, I love his little dancing he's got going on there.
Arsenal just going to set up the spiky shields, scouting out what this Quaquaval is going to do. He does go for the Aqua Step, just going to be hitting it into that protect, but also taking some damage of his own because of it. Two nice birds on the field. Quaquaval going for an Aqua Step, doing almost, I would say almost about half to this Galarian Zapdos and getting a speed boost in the process. And Quaquaval will withdraw this time, not wanting to risk anything with this Galarian Zapdos and sending out the Iron Hands.
I'm not sure about this. He does know that he is a flying type.
Zapdos is going to go for a Brave Bird and almost KO the Iron Hands. Maybe he was hoping that he would go, that Arsenal would go for a Thunderous Kick or a fighting type move, but does get called out with the Brave Bird. Arsenal going to go for for another Brave Bird and just take out this Iron Hands.
I have to say, Arsenal, this Iron Hands did not seem to really be doing much of anything this match. I was expecting a little more out of it, if I'm being honest.
And it looks like Onesie will be sending out the Quabble once again. Zapdos is much weaker now and will be KO'd if this Quabble does go for an Aqua Step here and outspeed it. Going for that Aqua Step and does KO it, getting the speed boost, but not getting a Moxie boost. It seems like this Quabble does not have its Moxie ability, which is very interesting to me. Roaring Moon will come out for Arsenal, popping its booster energy, getting its photosynthesis ability up, raising its attack stat once more. Onesie will be withdrawing the Quabble again, trying to save it for later on. Gonna be sending out the Cyclizar this time.
It will take an Acrobatics and it will almost get one-shotted.
Roaring Moon will be protecting though, just seeing what the Cyclizar are going to do. It will is trying to U-turn out, does not actually get to do it, and will not be switching out this turn. It is stuck one more turn.
And that does seem like great information for Arsenal, that he is just trying to get the Cyclizar back out. Maybe could give him a chance to set up a Dragon Dance this turn and just finish off this game with the Roaring Moon.
And Cyclizar will go for a U-turn. Super effective damage against the Roaring Moon. Does switch out and will be switching out into the Ogerpon with the basic mask. Roaring Moon will go for a Dragon Dance set, boosting its attack and speed up.
And at this point, with it having acrobatics, I'm not 100% sure what Onesie's team can do to it.
Ogerpon will get one shot by the acrobatics. Onesie is going to send the Cyclizar back out.
It does have some of its HP back, but I'm not sure if it has enough HP to live a +1 acrobatics.
But Onesie going to go for it, terrestrializing his Cyclizar, one of his other Terra Captains, into the Dragon typing this time, hoping he can go first. He was faster last time. He goes for the double edge though, almost KOs the Roaring Moon, but does not, and Arsenal will hit back with a acrobatics of his own, taking out the Cyclizar.
Rough break for the Cyclizar not getting that KO there. That would have been really big for his team and could have swayed this whole entire match, to be honest.
Finally out, the Quabble just needs to hit Roaring Moon pretty much, and I think he could take it out. But the question is, with the Dragon Dance, is he faster than the Roaring Moon? And he is not! And Arsenal and his Roaring Moon will get the KO on the Quabble and get their first win of the season against Onesie Banette.
I have to say, Arsenal, that seemed like that was a pretty good, evenly matched between the two coaches. Both of them doing fantastic.
But with all that being said, we are going to send it back over to the desk to tell you about next week. Thank you, ArsenalMC. What a great match this week. Next week, your Haw River Houndrooms are going to be going up against the Florida Flygons, coached by an actual Flygon. So be on the lookout for that next week. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for checking out the week 2 matches. We'll see you in the next one.